faith. Without faith earth life is difficult to bear for every man, because without faith he lacks every connection with God, and therefore he also lacks power. And again God has to impose burdens on man, because through these he is to take the way to God, he is to become believing, or his weak faith is to be strengthened. The believer bows to the will of God, and he patiently bears what is imposed on him, because he draws the power out of his deep faith. And God helps him to carry, whereas the unbeliever is without all power supply and almost threatens to collapse under his burden. Faith means to be convinced of the love of God, which has mercy on the trouble of the earth child and sends help to him when man threatens. To despair faith further means to consider everything possible when God wants it. And faith means to presuppose of his Father love that he wants. It's that he reduces the trouble of man when he entrusts himself to him full of faith. But man must also know that the love of God is concerned about the salvation of the soul of him who asks him. He must know that suffering must often be imposed on him, because the soul is in danger to lose itself. And therefore the faith of man must be so deep that he also then does not doubt God and his love when his help is not immediately recognizable. To give oneself to God unconditionally and to accept both joy as well as suffering out of his hand devotedly is a proof of unshakable faith in God's love, and God rewards such a deep faith. Nothing in life comes over man without purpose. Everything is necessary for spiritual higher development, for his maturing. And often man must go through great hardships of the soul and be purified through deep suffering. He must be prompted to think when he missed it without suffering, and then his faith must prove itself. A shallow faith is a danger for man, and that is why tests must be imposed on him. But the love of God is always ready, and he stands by man in trouble, as soon as just the slightest thought turns towards God. Because God is the refuge of everyone who believes. Amen.